Special welcome to all our listeners. I am excited again to have Professor Riza on the call. Professor Riza is no stranger to us. He is our head of growth and leadership at CompuConnect Education. Prof, welcome back again.
Thank you very much and greeting everyone. It's always a privilege to be with you and to chat with you, to share with you the little I know about leadership, growth, and mainly in business and organizations. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. So today we're going to be looking at talent management and the importance of engagement in an organization. Prof, let's start by defining what talent is. What is talent?
It's a very interesting thing, Sarah, because from my little experience all around the continents, we found out that people use the word talent, skill, competency interchangeably, yet they are not the same. If you really look at the definition of talent, talent, in fact, is a combination of ability and attitude. And it's a very interesting because when people join the organization, when they are going to perform their roles and responsibilities, they're not just going to do that based on their abilities. They will also deliver using their attitudes. And that's where many organizations and leaders make a mistake, trying only to find out the abilities of the employees and trying only to focus on that. The reality, however, is many things in the organization, in performing their roles and responsibilities, they also need to consider their attitude. That's very, very critical. And that's why we make a very big mistake even when we hire talents. First of all, we already make a mistake when we spot talents. Why? We think they are doing good using their abilities in certain positions. And then we believe if we move them to another position, they are going still to do great. Who told you that? The abilities required may not be the same. The big question is, will they still display the required attitude for them to win? Yeah. So that's very, very important. When you spot the right talent, are you just focusing on the abilities? Or are you also taking into account the attitude? Attitude is the multiplier, not ability. That is why many famous academics and leaders made this following statement: hire for attitude, then train for abilities.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that actually requires a shift of thinking, right? Because people are very focused on hiring for abilities rather than for attitude.
Yes, indeed. And that is why we said this new age requires a mind shift. This new age requires a mind shift. It's a very, very important. And that is why we need even to relook completely our hiring strategy, our hiring process. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a very, very critical. And that is why if you have the time, try to Google it. Traditional job interviews is dead. Because even the traditional job interviews does not even allow you to spot and assess the right abilities. Friedman, most famous researcher during his time, made this discovery since long time ago, close to a decade, that 81% of people in the interview are lying. So why do you still doing it? You see, doesn't even help. That is why we need mind shift. We need shifts in our way of thinking. There needs a shift in our way of doing. There is a shift in the way we are hiring, we are managing, we are leading people. And those are very important for leaders and organizations to know.
So then the next question, Prof, that will come, because people are so stuck into their traditional thinking. Interviews have been done for years and generations, and that people see that as a process of hiring, the right talent. What does the new mindset then require?
It's just mind shift. Real change starts always with a mind shift. The way you view the organization, the way you assess the needs of talent in your organization, and what kind of talent do you need. Based on that, you are going to set up your hiring strategies. How are you going to spot from inside? How are you going to spot from outside? And how are you going to bring those talents in those organizations so that those talents will be relevant for your performance and growth? It's a very, very important, because the very big question I may ask to you is, but why do you want to spot new talents? Why do you want to hire new talents? What are the valid reasons for you to do that? This is because if you cannot even answer that question, or even you doubt that question, why do you want to do it? Because do you know, new talents equal investment. When you invest, you expect return, isn't it? So those are things we need to look at. Mind shift. Any change you want to drive requires all the time a mind shift. Mind shift matters. Mind shift matters.
Wonderful.